Hear ye, hear ye. There once was a man named Ragusa, and his trusty companions, Mage, and this guy. Through thick and thin, they battled together and dominated countless enemies in battle. And when the time finally came to settle down, they definitely did. They banded together to form a unity. I named it Monad Something Studios. Would start the beginning of their greatest creation yet, Rogue Lineage. Rogue Lineage is a game where you pretty much die. It has nothing to do with fun or having a good time. There's only struggling, strife. Of course. This is what they want. That pesky Archmage wanted nothing more than to see the young players suffer, which is okay, I guess. And no matter how much the player base wanted the players to change the balancing of the game to a more even field, they said no. Alright, so doing a tier list today. My favorite, Wraith Knight. It's the chattest of the, it's easiest to use. No, not easiest. It's actually really hard to use because the sword's so short. I'll put it at S. Normally it'd be Oni, but put it at B because I just don't like Oni. It just counters it so hard because it's so slow, and then you have the demon step that just pushes you forward. Faceless, chaotic classes. So faceless. I custom picked these photos. Some I just stole from the Google images. Faceless, the amount of skill it takes to use. If you don't macro, it takes a lot of skill. But if you do it depends. It depends. I'm gonna put out C. It's not S. Well. No, I'll put out the same tier as Oni because the hitboxes are pretty big. It doesn't take because you already have your hand holding with the Bane and Agility. All that classes except Spy has stuff like that. It just gives it a help leg up when it comes to getting your hits in. Abyss Walker, yeah, I'm putting it down there because it doesn't really take that much skill to use. You just swing the sword around, it's hitboxes. If you get caught in this small space, you're done for. Deep Knight, yeah, I'm gonna put it A because I've been a Deep Knight before, and sometimes chain pull just isn't as long as you think it is. Sometimes it's just short. Sometimes it just doesn't hit when you think you're close enough, and you just waste it. Necromancer, no, E. It's going right to F tier. Because you just spam the bounds, especially if you just walk into Snail and there's just some guy staying there with 50 bounds just out there. You just get infinite comboed. Howler friend, especially with the Howler thing, you just spawn the Howler, it just goes out. I've had someone do this to me, and you don't want to be on the other end of the stick because it just sucks. These two pictures look similar. They aren't Wraith Knight. This is Wraith Knight. This is Sigil Knight because this Wraith Knight is chasing the Sigil Knight because you're supposed to fear Wraith Knights because it's the Chad class. What else? Shinobi. I don't know if there's a macro for faces just like Shinobi, but I'm gonna put it at E because Shadow Rush. It's there because of Shadow Rush. You could just instantly break the block. I'm pretty sure we've all dealt with Shinobi in our own way. It's been hard when it comes to trying to get close to them. They just Shadow Rush you, and it has such a low cooldown. And I'm not even gonna get started on the Uber Shinobi because that thing's just ridiculous. Neutral class is next. Neutral class is next, which is we're starting with Illusionist. Illusionist. No, that's not neutral. My bad. Druid is neutral. Mages are a different issue because I don't think you can macro mages, but at the same time, if you just get them in that spell combo when you Vetus them and Ignis them and stuff like that, it's brain dead. So, D? No, C. I'm gonna put it at C. I personally played mage classes before, and I didn't really do any combos like that, so it was kind of hard to play. I'm just saying that if you don't use those Galeatus combos, you just use your spells like that. So, is that the only neutral class? Bard. Bard? it's people just chase him because they have silver. I think I chose this Fair Frozen bard because just you could fear him. You have to fear this man because he has a Fair Frozen. These guys are dangerous. They have a lot of feather falling. It doesn't really. I actually got to think about this one. Bard. Yeah, it definitely does because the songs. I'm gonna put it at. I'm gonna be generous and put it at A. I'm gonna be generous and put it at A. Ronin, F. I'm not even gonna talk about Ronin. It's just Ronin. Ronin is Ronin. D Sage. It used to be bad, but because of the N2, the fire get out. C or B. C or B. No. Maybe I might put that. It deserves to be at B. B is where it belongs. It's pretty. I've played Uber D Sage. Someone caught me in K the other day. They asked me, "Oh, do you have a Uber D Sage in K or Uber Shinobi or something like that?" And I said, "Yeah." It was pretty hard to. No, not hard to play. It was pretty easy to play, but with the M2 on Get Up, just deleted. It was pretty skill-based in my opinion. Sigil Knight. I don't think any of these other classes have any sort of macros. I don't think you'd use any macros with these ones. So, Sigil Knight deserves to be C. I'm putting that C. The stun, the reason it got there was because of the stun. The lightning charge is really annoying because it can execute you sometimes, you know? That's not a bug. It can execute someone with that. The lightning charge is really annoying to deal with, especially because you think you can mage shield it sometimes and it just goes right through you and just like, oh, I felt like a mage, and then else is gone. Whisper. Whisper deserves to be at A because it's pretty bad right now. You gotta rely on Snap Ignis. This is all if you're not tomeless. Because it's just talking about the classes, by the way. I'm not talking about if you're using Ignis to get him in Ragdoll, especially Wraith Knight. This is why Wraith Knight is at S, because you don't have Tomeless. And Wraith Knight is really relying on Tomeless. So the mage classes are just doing their mage thing. Actually, I think I should move the mage classes around, because if you don't have Tomeless, you can't mana shield their attacks and stuff like that. So, I'd have to move it around. But as for Sigil, wait, no. So what's this? I have two photos. Wait, no. D-Slayer. FF D-Slayer? No, you're going all the way down here with Shinobi. You're all the way down there with Shinobi. You don't take no skill. You just Gleedus them. They always Gleedus you. I don't know why they always Gleedus you. And then they just do the funny thing where they M1 and then Dragon Roll. You stay right here. Illusionist. It depends on if they're chaotic or orderly. They could be neutral and they just get hit by the attacks. If you're chaotic, you're screwed. If you're orderly, you might be saved. Neutral, you're just both. You're screwed and you're not screwed, I guess. Lapidarist. I've never played Lapidarist before. E. It belongs at E. I think this is a good tier list, actually. Actually, no, I have to move the mage classes. This is... Yeah, this goes down to F, actually. Especially because the mages have the mana shield. You could just fling them off as soon as they hit you, and there's no cooldown. There's no cooldown on it. They could fling you off for Aurus Fall, and the fight's just over. Shoot. Illusionist. No, I'll keep it there. It's fine. I think it's fine there. I think Illusionist is pretty good where it is right now. Moving it somewhere else, just kind of, it's got to stay in the middle there. Not too good, not too hard to use either. Druid. Yeah, Verdane. I forgot about Verdane. It's got to go down to C. Actually, yeah, same tier. Necromancer is the most brain dead. Illusionist and Druid, they're kind of equal. I'd say Druid is more, but that's only because of the Fluoresco stuff. Illusionist, it kind of relies on what order or alignment the person is. Other than that, I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna leave the tier list in the description if you want to put your own tier list together, because I want to see what people think is hardest to use and what's not hardest to use. Because, you know, Wraithland on top, Abyss Walk on the bottom. I think, you know, those two theses work together. So subscribe, like. I'm hitting 10K this summer, so yeah.